Namaste, Suprabhatam. Welcome. Have a lovely morning. Hare Krishna. Welcome to those of you that joined us yesterday, and welcome to anyone new that's joined us today as well. And a big shout out to, I had a lovely picture that I saw from Krishna Avanti. So well done, children, for joining in and taking part in the yoga yesterday. So let's see more and more of us joining in from all the schools around our community, our parents, our grandparents, our brothers and sisters, and our friends and family. Okay, so just before we start, just making sure that you're all wearing loose, comfortable clothing. You have a nice long, non-slip surface, and you're feeling good in yourself. There are no major recent incidences, and you're just nice and healthy for now. Okay, if you have high blood pressure, if you have any arthritis, I'll guide you through some of the asanas that you can do, and I'll try and give you some modifications that you can also try and adapt as well. Okay, so without further ado, we'll start with 3 omkars. So we're going to just place our hands on our knees. Okay, our palms are going to face up towards the sky. Our back is going to be nice and straight. We're going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Smile on our face, lots of positive energy. Back nice and straight, and also our head. Sometimes we're not conscious, we're looking up. Can we just tilt our head down a little bit, not too much, which helps our neck be in line with our spine. And then we're going to put our hands in Chinmaya Mudra. So that's your index finger and your thumb touching. The other fingers are extended. You can either bend your elbows or keep them extended out like this. Either way is fine. Okay, just moisten your lips. And we'll take a few moments just to reflect on how we're feeling. Just observing our breath. Observing how we inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. Inhale and exhale. Place one hand on your abdomen, near your navel, one hand just above your breastbone and underneath your clavicles, back nice and straight. And as we inhale, we're going to expand our chest, and we should feel our hands moving forward because our chest is expanding. Great, let's have a go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Okay, if you can, close your eyes. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts. In, 2, 3, 4. X, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. X, 2, 3, 4. Just carry on. Okay, carry on while I'm talking. We'll just add one more change from what we did yesterday. Instead of having equal breath, equal inhalation and equal exhalation, we're going to make our out breath longer. Okay, so we'll breathe in for 4 and we're going to breathe out for 6 counts. And gradually over the time we'll increase this. Some of us might be quite good at this and you have good practice, so you can do your own practice and have maybe 8, 10, 12 breaths going in and 2 more breaths going out. Okay, so the ratio is always 2 counts extra exhaling. So let's just do 4 in and 6 out. Ready? Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. X, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On your own. You may find you have a little bit more capacity to increase to 6 to count in. and 8 to breathe out. Really make sure we are expanding our chest, getting all of that air in and out. Great. We're going to lower our hands to our knees. Our hasta, remember we learned hasta means hands in Sanskrit, and we're going to put them on our knees, our janu. Hold them nice and tight, and we're going to start just loosening up our neck. Okay, and up and down. And side to side one more time. And we'll just tilt and tilt and tilt. And we'll do a semicircle at the front and at the back. Again, at the front and at the back. So let's do a sequence, okay, especially children that are following. We're going to go up, down, turn, turn, tilt, tilt, semicircle, and semicircle. Can you do 2 of those patterns, everybody, on your own? And just finish your last pattern. And when you're done, we're going to start rotating our shoulders back. Now you can do what we did yesterday. You put your hasta on your skanda, just rotate backwards. Okay, go forwards and back. And can we just do alternating? And I want you to imagine that this elbow needs to make really large circles all the way around, okay? So you're almost twisting your body as you're making the circle. So you are twisting, going forwards maybe 5 times. Dve, trini, chatvari, pancha, back. Ekam, dve, trini, chatvari, pancha. Good. Elbows together and open. Elbows together and open. Elbows together and open. Keep them open. Now, I want you to imagine that between your shoulder blades at the back, there's a pencil, and you need to really hold that pencil in tight. So push your shoulder blades in really close together and touch the elbows. Squeeze at the back, touch the elbows, squeeze at the back, touch the elbows, and just rotate your wrists and the other way. And the other way. Good. Hands on your knees, fold forwards. We'll do 5 circles clockwise. Ekam, dve, trini, chatvari, pancha, and the other way. Ekam, dve. Nice and big. You can do a bit larger. Trini, good. Chatvari, and pancha. Great. Let's raise one arm up. It's going to be close to your ear, in line with your ear, not too far forward, in line with your ear. I can feel my arm close to my ear. Other arm is relaxed, palm facing up. I want you to imagine we're going to really send our arm upwards and really stretch. Stretch that arm. Now take a deep breath in. We're going to have a nice bend to the side. And back up again. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and stretch. Keep that stretch. And exhale to the other side. And coming back up again. Just loosen up those shoulders. Okay, let's put our feet together in butterfly and hold our feet nice and tight. And let's start our Bhadrasana or Aditya. Okay, so we're going to start nice and gently. Now you might find you're doing quite well here. Can we try maybe to take our feet a little bit closer in towards our body? Nice and close. Okay, we're doing a good job. Maybe we can straighten our back a little bit more. Take the shoulders up and back and chin in a little bit more. Okay, increase that movement. Count to 10 in your head. And thus, and take your knees as close as they can to the floor. So get a really good grip of your feet. Send your knees to the floor, straighten your back, push your shoulders back, tuck your chin in, relax your face. 3 breaths here. Good. Bring your knees back up, give yourself a big hug and send your feet forwards, arms relaxed behind. And let's just rotate our feet together. So who can make sure that their feet are synchronized? They're not going all over the place, but their feet are together and moving rhythmically together. Okay? And then go the other way. Spread your toes and then inwards. Good, and out. Good job. Okay, so this position here is Sukhasana. Okay, Sukh means happy, Sukhasana. This is one of the seated positions we can do when we do breathing exercises or meditation. The other one is Vajrasana. So some of us may be able to sit in Vajrasana. So we come onto our knees like this. If you find this a little bit tricky, if you have a cushion or your block, feel free to just place 1 block, 2 blocks, or 3 blocks between your thighs and your feet, just to elevate yourself and really relieve a bit of tension in your knees. So just using some props to help you there. So in Vajrasana, our knees are together, okay? And this is what we do at school. So let's see if any of the children watching can do this as well. And maybe some adults want to join in as well. So we're going to take our hands away from our body, and we're going to see if, without touching anything, we can swivel into Sukhasana. So we're going to swivel into Sukhasana like this. And can you go back to Vajrasana? Good job. And swivel. And back again. Good. So let's take our Vajrasana position. Vajra meaning thunderbolt position. And we're just going to come on the end of our mat here. Okay, so we're sitting at the end of our mat in Vajrasana. And we're going to send our hands forwards in Shashankasana. Okay, we have a nice stretch of the back, really sending it forward. Come back up. And now I want you to sit on your toes. So before we were having our toenails touching the floor, I want you to really sit on the floor and just take a few moments, just feeling. Some of us might feel a nice stretch in the soles of our feet, through our toes, and just let the feet sink in and ease into this position. Now we're going to take our hands nicely spread out, draw them in front of you, and keep your hips nice and low. Try not to take your hips off the ground, but keep them touching your heels. Okay, and if you can, we're going to touch our forehead to the ground. We're going to take our hips up, and I want you to practice just taking on your knees off the ground like this. Okay, so we have a few practices, just pushing your toes into the floor. So we're going to push and just take your knees off very slightly. Good. And a few times on your own. Good. Okay, and then with a similar action, we're going to keep those toes tucked in, push the weight into our knees, send your knees all the way out, hips nice and high, stay on your tiptoes. Okay, stay on your tiptoes, and let's just loosen up the back of our legs in this Virabhadrasana. So I want you to do a bit of pedaling. So one leg down and the other leg down, okay? So just swiveling, alternating. Okay, we may not be able to touch our heels down, which is fine, but just do as much as your body will allow. And hips back down and sitting up. Okay, so I want those of you that are comfortable to continue. The rest of us, maybe if you have high blood pressure, you can use your chair. Okay, similarly, you just put your hands on the chair, send your body down, and the same way, you're just going to alternate and pedal. Okay, and just making sure that we feel comfortable and our head is not too low. Okay, so back into that position. Going forwards, so your hasta nicely spread out, toes tucked in, forehead on the floor, and deep breath in. And deep breath out. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Hips nice and high, chin tucked in, on your tiptoes, pedaling a few more times. Good. Now, in this Virabhadrasana, if you just take your heels really high
And then take a deep breath in and see if you can send both heels down as far as your body will allow. Good. Now, we're going to come up. Now, how we're going to come up, some of us can come up with our knees down and just coming up to standing. Okay, so you can just come down into Shashangasana and then come to standing. Some of us can try going straight from Virabhadrasana, and we're going to walk our feet forwards to our hands. Okay, so our hands in line with our feet by the end. So I'll show you that again, and you can practice with me. So back into Virabhadrasana, everyone. Good, well done. And bend the knees slightly, and then walk your feet towards your hands. Stay in this position, forward bend, Padahastasana. Feeling a lovely stretch. And breathing in and breathing out. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Good. Lovely smiles. Hands on your hips and just start twisting gently before we talk through the next asana that we're going to do today. Okay, just twisting. And maybe you want to take your hands out. And let's also put some breath in. So we'll breathe in one way and breathe out the other. Okay, take your arms out nice and parallel. And we'll do something very simple. It looks very simple. We're going to try and make sure that we really use a good technique to open up these shoulders here, our shoulder blades and the sockets here. So we're going to have our arms parallel. No floppy fingers, none of this. Lovely engaged hands and fingers. Legs a little bit wide. And all we're going to do, we're going to breathe in and just turn our palms up and rotate as much as we can. Good. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good job. Bring your arms forwards and just put them into a namaste position. But namaste with our elbows touching. Okay? Now, we're just going to practice the top half of the asana we're going to do today. So raise your elbows nice and high, and then we're going to open up our elbows like this. Okay? Now, I can see that I can see myself, that I don't want my elbows lower than my shoulders. So I want to raise my shoulders up a little bit more, my elbows up a little bit more, palms nice and straight. So if they're doing this, we need to take them up a little bit more. If they're doing this, they need to come down. So you can just look and have a good assessment, shoulders in line. Yeah? Now, push those arms back in that position with your hands engaged. Good, and relax. Breathe in, breathe out. In and out. In and out. Wow, well done, everyone. Just have a nice stretch at the back and give yourself a big hug. Good. And swap over. One more time. Okay, just loosen up. Good. So feet together now to warm up the knees a little bit more. So we're just going to bend our knees. Okay, like this. Now, as I'm bending my knees, I'm looking at my feet. And as I bend my knees, my toes disappear. However, I want to see my toes, which means I need to send my hips back. Okay, so we're going to bend like this. I'm looking down, I can see my toes now. And we're going to hold it very soon. This is Utkatasana, chair pose. And we're going to just take that seat. Imagine there's a chair behind you. Feel these muscles working and engaging. Eyes gazing forward. If it's for you, you can take your arms forward. Taking your seat a little bit back for those who want to take that extra challenge. Palms parallel to each other. And take your arms up. If you want to take that A little bit further, close to your ears. And breathe in and breathe out. Good. So we're going to take one leg forward and one leg back. We're going to do Virabhadrasana today. Okay, Virabhadrasana. We'll talk through the story of who and what is Virabhadrasana. So before we do that, I want to make sure that your feet are not exactly in front of each other. Okay, so they're not like this. Otherwise, we can become a bit unstable and wobbly. What you should have is a little bit of a gap there. Okay, this is more than enough. So in that same sort of positioning, take your leg back. And sometimes the back foot goes sideways. Let's see if we can rotate the foot and have both feet pointing forwards. And we're just going to ease into this asana. I think we all know that Vir means brave. Vir means warrior. Vir can mean a victorious warrior. Yeah? So we're just going to ease into this asana. Take it down. All right, and now some of us, just adjusting yourself, okay, and have a look. So if we end up leaning forwards, we want to try and get our back upright. Okay, so nice and upright. Take it a bit lower if you can, if you're comfortable. And then send your hips down. Stretch the back leg. Hands on your hips still for balance. Okay, and come back up again. Just loosen up the knees. Okay, excellent. So we'll do that one more time and we're going to put our arms into it. Okay, so legs back. Nice and steady. Few moments, couple of deep breaths. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to exhale down. Okay, might need to edge that foot back, the back leg, and get into a really good position with your legs. Push equally into your front leg as your back leg. Okay, and we're going to put our hands in Namaste. You can lock your thumbs together. And for this one, first we're going to keep our eyes forward. So we're just going to breathe in, take the arms up, lower your seat down. For those of you who want to have a go, you can take a deep breath in and take your eyes up. And come down. And take your leg forward. Good. And bend. Take that leg back and we're going to just swivel to the back and reverse that direction. Change your leg position. And let's start warming up this side now. So we have the other foot at the front now. Yep. So just starting. And we'll put some breathing in, okay? So maybe if you've got a wall next to you, you can use the wall to help. And take that leg back. And just breathing out. Out, in, out, and in. Good job. So let's hold it now. Ready? Without the hands and hands on the hips. If you want to continue with your hands, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, we'll do it step by step. Deep breath in and breathe out. So edging those feet into a good position. Trying to make sure that your knee is above your ankle. Lower your seat down. And when you're ready, you can put your hands in front of you. Lock your thumbs. Maybe with this time we can take our arms forwards. Deep breath in. And exhale. Take the arms up in line with your ears. And if you feel you want to, take your
Eyes up to your hands. Hands on your hips and nice and gently, legs forward. Great, okay. Hands on your knees and bending and opening and closing. And then other way. And just loosening up those shoulders. So Virabhadrasana was a warrior. What kind of warrior was he? Well, the story goes, we'll have a go while I'm talking through it. The story goes that Sati was married to Lord Shiva. They really wanted to get married. Their union wasn't possible because Sati's father, King Daksha, didn't approve of the marriage. And just to make this point really clear, to cut a very long story short, he held a yajna. He held a prayer, a yajna, and he didn't invite Lord Shiva and Sati. So when Sati found out about this big yajna, she became very, very cross. She was really, really angered with rage, and she felt, deep breath in, exhale, and she felt like just going away, shutting herself away from everybody else, and she went to meditate. Okay, so she went to meditate, and while she was meditating so fiercely and with so much conviction and devotion to Lord Shiv, they say she burst into flames. She burst into flames and she just vaporized. And when Lord Shiv learnt of this, he was extremely furious. He became rageful, he cut off his hair, and he went to Lord Daksh. And the story goes that the hair turned into this warrior, Virabhadra. And the Virabhadra went to Lord Daksh, King Daksh, and beheaded him, killed him. It's a strange story, learning about hair that turns into a Vir. However, we can take a good moral story from this, that the ego was in King Daksha, who just didn't want to accept the marriage of Sati to Lord Shiva, and humility from Lord Shiv cutting away that ego. So we learn from this asana, from Virabhadrasana, to also be strong, to tell the truth, to fight for what is true, but also that ego is not a good thing to have. So just removing our ego. And those of us from the Avanti community here today, we know that humility is one of our key values. So it ties in really well with our key values. Maybe at home, you can talk to whoever you're sitting next to as well, is that another Vir in our Mahabharata is also Arjun. Okay, so Vir are those great warriors. So Arjuna, Virabhadrasana, even Lord Ram with his bow and arrow, Vir, very, very strong characters and very great warriors, and always fighting for the truth, getting rid of their ego. So that's the story of why this asana, Virabhadrasana, is called Virabhadrasana. There are many different variations which we can tap into over the next few weeks. This one was Virabhadrasana number 1. Okay, so we're all back down in Sukhasana, and you should all have been calmed down now after that little story of King Daksha, Sati, and Shiva, and the story of Virabhadrasana. So we'll have our arms, our hands pointing up towards the ceiling, chin tucked in, smile on our face, and remember those key words from yesterday: Sthiram, Sukham, Asanam. Okay, Sthiram meaning nice and steady. Sukham is being happy, not a tensed face. And Asanam, the posture, or the place that we're in. The place we're in at the moment is in our home, so we have to try and be happy in that place. Moisten your lips. Close your eyes. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Maybe we'll just use our arms to help us as well. So you're breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring your hands in Namaste in front of your heart, arms nice and high. Few moments in silence. Nice relaxed face. Feeling still. And let's do our closing mantra together for the welfare of all humanity. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaः. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all be happy. May all be healthy. Let us see the good in everyone. May no one suffer from pain. May no one suffer from misery. Peace, peace, peace. Have a great day. Hare Krishna.